I want to give gratitude to Brandon this morning. I talked to him in Baytown. He's got a mission to talk to juveniles, you know, that were in gangs and stuff, because he was in gangs. He's full of tats. He's got every tat, you name it, he's got it. We talked about what's going on. We talked about the water. We talked about the light. We talked about consciousness. He made my day. I got a chance to talk to somebody first thing this morning. Speaking of the light, let's see if I can get in the light for you. Yeah, kind of, sort of. I want to give gratitude to Belinda last night. I talked to Belinda. It was late. She was going to go sleep under the bridge. I'm like, man, Belinda, she's about maybe, she ain't even 98 pounds. And she walking around, she living and awake. Amazing human beings. This is where I slept last night. It's a little avenue, beautiful little avenue. If you blow that up, you'll see how pretty it is. And then here's I-10 right here. So that's where I slept. And when I got back in here, it was like 10 degrees cooler than it is right there at Highway 10 or Interstate 10. So I highly recommend you, if you sleep, you can sleep, you know, in the forest, in the greens. It protects you from the heat of the Wi-Fi and the 5G that's cooking us, you know, from the inside out. Talking to some guys, it's like, man, if you put wet earplugs in your ears, it stops that radiation, 80% of it, from reaching your brain. Your brain's pumping all the blood, right? So if you heat your brain up, you're going to heat your whole body up, right? Make sense? So it's like, okay, guys. But then the problem is, you know, you can't hear if you got earplugs in, which means you can't use, you know, your cell phone. You can't talk on the phone, stuff like that. So it's a catch-22, you know. Maybe good, maybe bad. I want to thank a guy at the Chevron, a Hindu dude. They're all about universal love, charity, consciousness. And I charged my phone. I asked him, and he said, no, I don't have nothing to. And he was not in a good mood. I understand. He's working too much. They all are. Cooking, like all of us. And so I walked outside, and there was a plug. And so I charged my phone to 76% because it was totally dead. And then I went back in, and I wrote out Spiritual Chuck and what I teach and everything on one of my handmade business cards. And I gave it to him, and I said, I got to be honest, man. I took some of your electricity and charged my phone. And this is payment for it. If you go to my channel and you listen to my teachings, all that I own is yours if you follow me, you know. Sri Yukteswar said that to Paramahansa Yogananda. I'll never forget that. And anyway, I said, or I can do some work for you. If you want me to do something, I'll be glad to do it in exchange for the electricity that I used. And he's like just looking at me like I'm crazy. And there was a customer behind me, so I had to go. So anyway, it's like that, man. It's like that, brothers and sisters. It's all about love. I started reading about Ramakrishna, and I want to give gratitude to another dude that was at the McDonald's here in Baytown. He was a big black dude, and he was up there, and he didn't have 13 cents, and I just happened to have like 15 cents on me, right? I like jumped up and I gave him the 13 cents, and I didn't even think about it. And this dude come back with $1 in like $1.50 in change. He went out to his car and came back and did that. And I'm like, bro, you don't need to do that, man. I just said thank you after that. I was like, I think I just said thank you. I wanted to say you don't have to do that. I didn't anticipate that. And I didn't get his name, but I appreciate you, brother. If you ever see this channel, hopefully you'll recognize and remember the good deed that you did for me. Oh, there's others I can't even I'm going to try and start just giving gratitude to everybody, writing the names down and things like that. So on each video before I do it. But this is just a getting started video. I'm just getting started here. I'm gonna go. Am I ready? Do I look ready? All right. I'm gonna get on I-10, man. Stick my thumb out. We're gonna do another 10 miles, 15 miles. 10 to 15 miles, man. We used to ask my dad, well, Dad, how far is it? And he said, 10 to 15 miles, boys. And so we started a song called 10 to 15 miles, man. 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 And my dad never did complain about that. What a guy. Anyway, he was a traveling salesman. And so we were in the back seat. I'm doing it again. First half of my life is supposed to be like the last half of my life, and here I am traveling. Not the way I, pictured it, but nevertheless, here I am. And that's my rig right there. See my rig? Ha ha ha! What's that right there? I'm giving credit to all the Shivambu as I walk down the highway. If I find a bottle of Shivambu on the side of the road that's laying there, I pick it up and put it on the shoulder of the road where everyone can see it. And sometimes I take the wrapping off so you can see what it really is. And I do that. Yesterday I did that 3 or 4 times. And I pointed to it while one trucker went by, and he flipped me off. He was thinking that, I was like, yeah, piss off, But that's not what I meant. So, trucker, if you happen to see me, I didn't mean that. I didn't mean it bad, okay? So, no worries, mate. And peace, peace, peace. I read some Ramakrishna this morning. It just absolutely blew my mind. We're at 7 minutes, man. Are you too ADD to listen to a little Ramakrishna? He's so beautiful. Let me see. So is Ramana Maharshi. I'm gonna do another video on, I have to do a video on Asparsha Yoga. And, I've got to make an ADD version, and then I can do a longer version for anybody that gets on the water and wakes up and stills his cells, stops exposing himself to too much RF and all of that stuff. You'll calm down, and you'll be able to listen a little more than 8 minutes. I better get off right now. It's 8 minutes. So I'll do that, and I'll read you some Ramakrishna later. And I'm going to go ahead and walk on down the highway. God bless y'all. Peace, peace, peace. Love you, man.